Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I wanted to do a quick update on the two items that I reviewed on my last video as first impressions. Now I've heard a lot of other YouTubers say they're not crazy about doing first impressions because they're really just that. You know, a lot can change as you use them more regularly. So I will say this, I have been using the two products all week, and sometimes even twice in a day if I've had an event or I have to do something. I don't have events, but if I've had to go somewhere after, or one night we did have people over for dinner, so I redid my makeup and I used the products again, or at least one of them. And I have some updates on these products, and I thought it was important to share with you because I also feel like with the eyeshadow palette I may have given some misinformation based on my understanding of the palette. So let me start with the palette. It's the Pat McGrath. I don't know why I always have to look at it like I know it, but I forget, like when you take a test. The Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze Palette. I think this is probably the most talked about. It is stunning. The colors are beautiful, very smoky, taupey, dusty lavender kind of colors. These are colors that don't work for me. I know that. I tend to look tired or heavy in my eye area if I wear some of these type of colors, not all of them. The bronze color, I love so much, but you know, other than that, I don't find the colors work so well for me, whether it's my skin tone, eye color, and or personal preference. That said, I think the quality is beautiful. Definitely high-end, very easy to work with. The matte shade was very easy to work with because sometimes that doesn't happen. And I would definitely try other shades because I think it's really good. The texture and the quality and the blendability, it's just not the right shades for me. So I'm not going to be able to use it. I tried to use it with warmer shades from other palettes, but I'm just not happy with the colors for me. But again, I think the quality is good. I don't know that it's, you know, standing out from other high-end shadows that I love, like Tatcha and Vizier, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but other quality high-end shadows, I think it's very comparable. And I would need to get the shades that I feel comfortable with to know if it's really standing out, because all I see when I apply it is how I don't feel like me. So that said, I also looked into it more, and one of my viewers on my last video mentioned that indeed this is a supplement to her other palettes. It's not intended to necessarily be able to create an entire eye look on its own, because there's a lot of shimmers or, you know, one matte, and it's meant to go along with her larger palettes. And I looked at the Subliminal palette that's larger, and it's really pretty, really cool toned. It's not going to work for me, so I will not be getting that, but I'm looking at some of the other ones to maybe go with the Sublime Bronze, which I'm obsessed about. I think I just need to get it. What do you think? I'm just going to get it and see how I like it. Okay, so my son Danny just walked in. Both my kids are off today for spring break, though this is the only day that they'll both be off because they go to two different schools, two different districts with two different spring break dates. Isn't that neat? Anyway, so now he is looking out the window. And so if you hear some noises, I mean, really going smooth for a second, but he is so cute, guys. I'm sorry, but he is. So the second item, the Tatcha primer, Silk Canvas primer, I still really like it. I'm not using the word love because of a few things. Now, as it's described, it is not meant to be a super heavy oil controlling primer for people with incredibly oily skin who don't like any shine through. It's not how it's being marketed. I think it is good for all skin types, but if that is something that you're looking for in a primer, it's not going to be that. And it never was that. I will say, since it's gotten very hot here, going from like 60s when I first got this, 50s, 60s to 80s, it is so hot. It doesn't perform quite the same. I mean, obviously, my skin does get oilier when it's warmer and, you know, sweat and all that stuff. And yesterday when I used it and the day before when I got home, or looked at myself towards the end of the day, I was more glowy than even I would like. Like I would probably want to touch up with some powder. So it is, I'm not sure this is something that I would use a lot during the day in the summer, probably more for going out. But I do like a dewy finish, so it doesn't bother me that much. It's something I'm going to keep and I'm going to keep using. One thing that I think is important though is that it does seem to lighten my foundation by like half a shade, which, you know, if you're like me and you really like to get that perfect shade, and I even mix and match colors to get that shade depending on the day and my skin tone, that could be a bummer. Right now I'm using a foundation that's darker because my skin is a little dry from some skincare that I'm using, which I will talk about as well in a future video. So I found one of my more hydrating foundations that's too dark for me, but when I use this, it seems to lighten it just right. So there is that factor. And I did notice some other reviews saying they noticed some patchy, like not patchiness, but like some areas were lighter. Maybe they're using this primer just in those areas. That would be interesting to know, since I apply it pretty much everywhere. It's uniform, but I do think it lightens foundation slightly. You can always bronze it up. And again, it could just be my experience. So if you have tried this product, let me know if you notice that. I think if you're really fair, it might not be as noticeable. I'm more light to medium depending on the time of year, and I notice it. So I would be concerned that maybe it would look ashy in some instances, and as I self-tan, I will keep you posted. But I still like both products. I still really like this. I'm going to keep using it. It might not be my one holy grail primer. I'm still going to be searching. And the eyeshadow, I'm going to get the warmer palette probably and get back to you on that. So I thought this was important to share because this is more of a true review, since I've actually been able to use it quite significantly since my first impression. Let me know what you think about first impressions. Should I even bother? It's kind of fun to see how it changes, but it's also a little bit frustrating because I don't want to steer someone into thinking it's a great product. Of course, you know, like I said, everyone is different, so it is your own experience, but I don't want to say something's great and then come back and be like, I hate it, you know? Anyway, so I'm going to be coming back very soon with my March favorites. I'm hoping to do it today, so, you know, get used to this look. And if not, I'll probably look crazier. Have a great day. If you don't see me before and you celebrate any of the holidays coming up, I hope they're wonderful. And I can't wait to dye Easter eggs and watch my kids look for them, because it is cute. Talk to you soon. Bye.